What's up, guys? I want to do a video today, just kind of talk about, it's kind of a departure of what I normally do, is kind of outdoor stuff and shooting and firearms reviews and stuff like that. But I try to film certain stuff that I do, just what I'm into, stuff like that. And today I'm working on my Silverado. I'm doing a oil pump, and I'm doing timing set while I'm in there, and I'm gonna put a new radiator in. It had a small leak in it. So just kind of want to do a video on the importance of kind of being self-sufficient, where you can not have to rely on people to do stuff for you. And I know not all of us, have the ability to ranch, or didn't have someone who taught us, when we're young or something like that, or don't have the space. Maybe you don't live in a place where you can, work on vehicles, if you live in an apartment or something like that, or have a HOA or whatever that frown on that kind of thing. But it's really a great thing to know how to do stuff yourself. It's there's certain things I can't do. I know one thing that really, and it gives me almost anxiety, when something's breaking or not working right and I don't know how to fix it. One of those things is I'm on a well out here, and I don't know, how wells work as far as the electrical. All of a sudden, I got no water, and it's like, oh no, why don't I have any water? And it gives me this almost feeling like helplessness, because I don't know, how the circuits. I can go over there and test the breakers and do the basic stuff, but I just don't know it. And I try not to ever have that feeling. I try to know something about, or a little about, a lot, I guess you'd say. And with turning wrenches and stuff, I never was a professional mechanic. I worked in dealerships for years, but I was a parts guy. But I got to observe a lot of stuff out there, and the passion I got for cars and stuff came from my dad. If you've watched my channel and stuff, I showed our 64 Nova before, but growing up, excuse me, he had a 73 Chevy Cheyenne 4-wheel drive, and he bought that a year old. He bought it in 1974. So it was around, my whole childhood. I think he finally sold it in about 2004, something like that. So I can remember going out there, because he was always working on it or doing something, kind of performance mods or whatever. And he'd always take me out there with him, and show me this or show me that, and kind of instilled that at an early age, to be able to fix your own stuff, or see results. You put on some parts and feel a difference in the power, or whatever. And he kept that truck, like I said, till about 2004. We put 2 or 3 small blocks in it during that time, and then we ended up putting a big block in it, probably about 98, 99, because I had a 62 Nova with a big block when I was, I think, for my 17th birthday. And first motor we blew up, we took out, and then we ended up building that motor and putting it in his truck. So we did a big block conversion in it. Truck ran great, it was a solid motor. So we had, like I said, when I was 17, I got that Nova. It was a 62 Nova with a big block Chevy, and it was kind of a rattle trap when we got it. It was mismatched together or whatever. So we ended up building a rear end for it, having it cut down, putting a Dana 60 rear end in it, had to rebuild the transmission. We didn't personally do it. We pulled it out, took it to the shop, they rebuilt it, put a triple 400 in it, built a 396 that was pretty stout a couple times. Blew it up, put nitrous on it, and it was a fun car. It was a fun experience, and it was time shared with my dad. And I think that's what's lost. Kids just aren't interested today in vehicles, and it's kind of sad. I know my son has got a really weird obsession with cars, which really makes me feel good. I don't know if he'll carry it on. He's gonna almost be four here in the next 2 months. But he can tell you every make and model. He can tell you the difference between a Tahoe and a Suburban, difference between a GMC Sierra and a Chevy Silverado or a Denali, and it's wild. Wild. He can tell you a Ford F-150 from a 250 Super Duty, and so it makes me proud, that he's got some of that. So hopefully he'll carry it on. And but what I feel my job is to pass the knowledge down as far as what I know. And I don't know a whole lot. I'm not a professional mechanic, but like I said, I have no I guess fear of tearing into something And with YouTube nowadays, you can pretty much find somebody to tell you how to do whatever you're doing. It's a great resource that, obviously wasn't available 15 years ago. So there's just about any job you're going to do, you can find someone to tell you how to do it. So I don't have the fear of tearing into something. I always look up the video first, see what it looks like, how bad of a job it is, and then go for it, Like I said, I've done an oil pump before on some motors I got on the stand here. I got a couple LS engines, spare LS engines on the stand that I've went through and freshened up. That's, for this, or if this motor goes south, I got a couple spares because I'm not planning on going electric anytime soon. But I just wanted to kind of bring that, what kind of hobbies I guess I have, or what I do around here. I'm lucky enough to have a shop here with the lift and stuff, which makes this so much easier. I've done it on the ground before, kind of fairly big jobs, pulling transmissions. All the times we had hot rods, we never had a lift. So, I know what it's like to pull a transmission in the, freezing cold out in the driveway, or the rain, or the burning hot sun, and putting a motor in or whatever. But I just want to say, like, if you have the knowledge, if you can find someone willing to pass it down to, if you got your kids that maybe you can get some kind of interest in, to come out with you to the garage or the driveway or whatever and do some wrenching. It's an awesome skill for them to learn. Like I said, my kid's gonna know how to wrench, whether he likes it or not. He's gonna at least learn, and he goes from, he can go from there. I just want him to know, that he doesn't have to panic when he has a flat tire. If he's out driving, when he gets old enough to drive. I want him to know how to change a tire. I want him to know how to change a battery, an alternator, starter, basic stuff. I'm not expecting him to want to be all gung ho and build a big block Chevy or something, but if he wants to, man, I'd be happy to show him. That would be awesome. So, like I said, I just want to do that kind of video just to say, like, if you have the knowledge, if there's any way you could pass it on, to your kids, or if you can get them to put the phones and the video games down for a little bit, to come out, and do something while you have a project going, or whatever, or even rotating tires or doing a brake job. It's just a great feeling to know when the check engine light comes on my car, I don't panic. I'm like, oh wow, cool, I get to do something. Hopefully it's not too crazy expensive for parts, but I can go do a project. Plug it in, read the code, do the research, figure out, do the last bit of diagnosis or whatever to figure out the problem, and then order the parts. I know I got buddies, grown men, women, whatever, not to discriminate against men or women, but they panic, their check engine light comes on, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I don't have all kinds of money to do whatever and take it to the dealer, and I don't have the time, and it's just like a big anxiety thing for them, and just like this job here, I don't have the whatever it costs in a dealership to do it'd probably be a $1,500 job because I had to pull the oil pan, timing cover, all the front of the motor, accessories, the water pump stuff has to come off. So you're talking, a lot of labor time in a shop where I'm out maybe $300 in parts to do the oil pump, timing set, all the gaskets, the fluid, another $150 because I'm doing the radiator. So I'm out $450, which it'd probably be $1,700-$1,800 by the time you added a radiator in the shop. So it's just a good skill. It's good to have it in the back of your mind that you don't have to depend on somebody to fix you, to get you out of a hole, to have to pay, to who knows what it's going to cost. And, it's just real peace of mind, I guess you'd say. So I just wanted to do that video, guys. Like I said, I'm in the middle of this job. I just kind of wanted to bring it to you to show you what I do, out here day to day. Because, I got some land out here, and I don't have a ton of money. I don't have brand new tractors. I don't have brand new stuff. My money's just spent other ways. I don't have it. So if I got an old tractor, I can't afford to take it down to the tractor dealership every time something happens to it. This ain't working, that ain't working. I can't drag it down there and pay him $1,000 and go, here, fix this. But I have time, I can spend, a few hours a night in the evening after work working on it. So it's like I said, it's a great skill to know, and it kind of applies. I'm not a tractor specialist. I'm not a truck specialist. I'm not whatever. I just have basic knowledge of wrenching, and it kind of applies to everything else. You know, everything kind of works similar, and then you just have to learn the little nuances of whatever you're doing on which particular vehicle or piece of equipment or boat or whatever. But if you kind of younger and you know someone that wrenches and you want to learn, you know, get with them. Maybe they'll be happy to show you some things, you know, and you know, get you kind of some knowledge, some basic knowledge. You know, like I said, I don't know anybody that I've talked to, my buddies or coworkers that have kids of driving age that could probably change a tire. I mean, that's just wild. You know, I guess they got a tow card and they wait a couple hours on the side of the freeway till someone shows up to do it for them. But in the same token, you know, probably half those coworkers or friends couldn't change their own tires. So, you know, it's just a lost skill. It seems like, you know, people we're in a kind of a disposable world or whatever, and people just don't want to learn trades and get their hands dirty. You know, you see I'm filthy here from working on this thing. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I would rather do that than pay someone else a ton of money for labor, you know, for something I could do myself. So anyways, guys, it's freezing out here. I'm going to fire up the heater here in a second and get back to work. But I just wanted to bring it to you. If you got someone to pass it on to, man, do them a service, you know. Try to encourage it. I know it'll probably be like fighting tooth and nail to get a kid off a video game to do it, but you know, it's something worthwhile. I mean, my dad took the time to show me, and it turned out to be you know, a lifelong benefit. So anyways, guys, sorry to bore you. I know it's a different type of video that I normally do. So hopefully you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.